Welcome back to Stamps Old World UK, the channel where history, design, and value come together in the fascinating world of philately. Today we are exploring a legendary United States postage stamp that continues to capture the attention of collectors around the world. This stamp is known as the U.S. Army 3-cent World War II commemorative stamp. It features an iconic image of the Liberation Parade in Paris, with U.S. Army troops marching down the Champs-Élysées toward the Arc de Triomphe, with airplanes flying in formation overhead. This stamp does more than carry mail, it carries a victory story. It represents the triumph of Allied forces during World War II and celebrates the bravery and sacrifice that shaped the world we live in today. This stamp was issued by the United States Postal Service in 1945. That year marked the end of the war and the moment when the world began to move forward into a new era of peace and reconstruction. Because of its timing and powerful message, this stamp quickly became a collectible item. The beige olive green color, the military emblems on both sides, and the realistic depiction of soldiers on parade make this one of the most detailed and meaningful military stamps ever issued. It is a piece of historical art that fits on the tip of your finger, yet holds global significance. Now let's talk about its market value. Many collectors wonder how much the stamp is worth today. As with most collectible stamps, value depends on condition, rarity, and whether the stamp is mint or used. A mint condition stamp means it has never been used for postage and still has its original gum on the back. A used stamp means it has been circulated and may contain cancellation marks. In the current stamp market in the United States and internationally, this stamp typically sells between $100 and $1,000 for a used version, depending on its condition. However, if this stamp is in mint condition and especially well preserved, its value can increase significantly. A mint condition version commonly sells for $1,000 to $2,500. Exceptional quality examples with original gum, perfectly centered printing, and no damage can reach up to $4,000 or sometimes slightly higher depending on collector interest. In addition, stamp sheets, blocks of 4, and first-day covers of this stamp can also command higher prices. A complete sheet is much rarer and can sell from anywhere from $600 to more than $2,000, depending on condition and demand. A first-day cover, meaning an envelope stamped and canceled on the exact first day the stamp was issued, usually sells between $800 and $3,000, depending on the envelope design and its preservation. So, as we can see, while the stamp itself may look small and inexpensive, its market value grows when it is complete, rare, and in excellent condition. There is something very special about owning a stamp like this. It is not only a collectible item, it is a real piece of history that helps us understand the world through a simple printed image. Many collectors appreciate the design and symbolism behind it. The soldiers marching forward represent bravery and unity. The Arc de Triomphe symbolizes victory and national pride. The airplanes above remind us of air power in the war. Together, these elements create a stamp that tells a powerful story without using a single word. Collectors love the stamp because it is affordable while still being meaningful. Beginners in stamp collecting can easily add it to their collection without spending too much money. Expert collectors also enjoy having it because of its historical connection. That balance between accessibility and importance is what keeps the U.S. Army 3-cent World War II stamp popular even today. If you are considering buying or selling this stamp, remember to always check the condition carefully. Look for tears, creases, faded colors, and missing gum in mint stamps. Make sure any cancellation marks on used stamps are clear but not overwhelming. The better the condition, the higher the value. It may also be helpful to store your stamps in a protective album to preserve their condition over time.
Next up, the United States 3-cent commemorative issue, honoring Francis Scott Key, the man who wrote the lyrics to the most famous anthem in American history, the Star-Spangled Banner. This stamp is more than a portrait. It is a celebration of a song that became the national identity of the United States. Francis Scott Key is best known for writing the poem that eventually became the official national anthem of the United States. He wrote the words after witnessing the bombing of Fort McHenry during the War of 1812. As the British ships attacked the fort throughout the night, Key anxiously watched to see whether the American flag would survive. At dawn, he saw the flag still standing, torn, but proudly waving. That moment inspired the words, "The Star-Spangled Banner in triumph shall wave." The stamp honors that exact piece of history. It features Francis Scott Key in the center, with two United States flags on both sides, symbolizing the patriotic spirit behind his poem. This stamp was issued in 1948 by the United States Postal Service. It carries a denomination of 3 cents and was printed in a red carmine shade, making it visually striking. Beneath Key's portrait, you can see a small illustration of Fort McHenry, the very place that inspired the anthem. The detailed artwork and strong patriotic theme make this stamp a favorite among collectors of United States historical stamps. It represents the power of words, music, and national pride combined into a single miniature masterpiece. Now let's explore the market value of this stamp. Many stamp enthusiasts wonder whether this stamp is rare, valuable, or simply collectible. The truth lies in its condition and presentation. Generally, a used version of the Francis Scott Key 3-cent stamp is very common and typically sells in today's market between $2 and $6. These stamps were issued in very large quantities, and millions were printed, making them easy to find for beginning collectors. However, mint condition stamps tell a very different story. A mint example with full original gum on the back usually ranges from $6 to $102. Exceptional, premium quality examples with perfect centering, bright color, and no flaws can be worth between $500 and $170 to collectors specializing in patriotic issues. Rare variations, such as printing imperfections or color shifts, may raise the price even further, depending on collector interest and the uniqueness of the flaw. Collectors also value plate blocks, first-day covers, and complete sheets of the stamp. A plate block, which is a group of stamps with attached margin showing printing numbers, typically sells between $2 and $8 in today's market. First-day covers, meaning envelopes canceled on the first day of issue, often range from $700 to $900, depending on design and condition. Complete sheets are harder to find and can sell anywhere from $350 to more than $189 when superbly preserved. This shows that even common stamps can grow in value when kept in fuller, collectible formats. The appeal of this stamp is not just its market price. Its true value comes from its historical meaning. Francis Scott Key's words have been sung at countless events, from school ceremonies to sports games, presidential inaugurations, and national holidays. Owning this stamp is like holding a tribute to that anthem and the moment of triumph it was born from. Collectors who love historical themes, patriotic designs, and musical heritage find this stamp especially significant. If you are thinking about collecting this stamp, pay close attention to its color quality, centering, gum condition, and whether it has any tears or marks. Even slight discoloration can reduce value. Like all collectible stamps, proper storage in a stamp album will protect it from light, heat, and moisture. Good preservation is key to maintaining long-term value, especially for mint issues and special formats like plate blocks or first-day covers.
Next up, the Maryland Tercentenary 3-cent postage stamp, celebrating 300 years since the founding of Maryland. It is a stamp rich in both art and history, featuring the ships that brought the first settlers to the colony, the Ark and the Dove. This stamp was issued in 1934, marking exactly 3 centuries since the arrival of English settlers in 1634 at St. Mary's City. Those settlers, led by Lord Baltimore, came to the New World seeking economic opportunity and religious freedom. The 2 ships shown on the stamp, the Ark and the Dove, symbolize the journey that changed history. These vessels carried passengers across the Atlantic Ocean to begin a new society in North America, and their voyage is remembered as one of the most significant settlement missions in early colonial America. The Maryland Tercentenary 3-cent stamp is printed in a striking carmine red color, giving it a bold and dramatic appearance. The artwork is highly detailed, showing the ships at sea in full sail. Above the design are the dates 1634 and 1934, marking the Tercentenary celebration. The engraving beautifully captures the power of the ocean waves, the rigging of the ships, and a sense of movement and determination. The bottom reads, United States Postage, 3 cents, making it clear that this stamp was not just a piece of art, but a working postage item used by citizens across the country. Now, let's explore what collectors everywhere want to know. What is the value of this stamp in today's market? Since this stamp was printed in large quantities during a significant anniversary year, many examples still exist. As a result, the value depends heavily on condition and presentation. A used Maryland Tercentenary stamp typically sells between 20 cents and $1 today, depending on clarity of cancellation and preservation. These used stamps are still collectible but very common in general circulation. Mint condition examples, however, are greatly preferred by collectors. A mint single stamp with full original gum and no damage usually sells between $1 and $5. Very fine mint examples with perfect color, sharp perforations, and excellent centering can reach values of $8 to $15. If the stamp is extremely well centered and graded at a premium level by professional graders, the value may be even higher in specialized collector markets. Special collectible forms of this stamp also have stronger value. A mint plate block, which includes several stamps in a block with the original margin and plate number attached, can sell for $8 to $30 depending on condition. First day covers, which are envelopes postmarked on the exact day the stamp was officially issued, often sell between $5 and $40, depending on cachet artwork design, envelope preservation, and rarity. Complete sheets of the Maryland Tercentenary stamp can command significantly more, sometimes ranging from $60 to over $150 for pristine examples. Beyond value, the true importance of this stamp lies in its story. It represents the foundations of Maryland, a colony that would later become a state known for its unique blend of tradition, politics, culture, and trade. It pays tribute to settlers who faced uncertain seas in search of something better. It honors religious tolerance and economic ambition, two ideas that shaped much of early American society. The stamp is also admired for its excellent engraving, a reminder of the golden age of postage stamp art in the United States, when every design was handcrafted with intention and meaning. Collectors who enjoy colonial American history, maritime themes, or anniversary commemorative stamps especially treasure this issue. It is affordable for beginners, yet historically rich enough to stand proudly in advanced collections. That balance of accessibility and importance is part of what keeps the Maryland Tercentenary 3-cent stamp popular among philatelists nearly a century after it was issued. Thank you for joining us today on Stamps Old World UK as we explored the Maryland Tercentenary 3-cent stamp. If you enjoy learning about history through the miniature world of postage stamps, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and share your thoughts in the comments section below. There are thousands of little treasures waiting to be discovered, each one with a unique story. Keep collecting, keep learning, and join us again for another exciting journey through the amazing world of stamps. Until next time, happy collecting from Stamps Old World UK.